It's the Business Renovator once again for February. As always, I want to start off with Brian Monahan's book, Customer Delight. Today, I wanted to talk about this particular quote that Brian has. What Brian says is a cloudy day is no match for a sunny disposition. So a cloudy day doesn't necessarily mean it needs to be literally cloudy, but it could be like a freezing day. Like yesterday, I went to the gas station to fill up the car, and then I was going to go for a walk. But in filling this car up with gas, and even though I was in the sun, it was so chilly, so cold with the wind blowing. I decided to not do that, and instead of being annoyed, upset, aggravated, I found something else to do on the inside, and I did that instead. So we'll put off the walk for another day, probably tomorrow, but it's really your disposition as to what goes on. So Brian's take on this particular one says, are you a cloud or the sun for your customers? Clouds block light. Oh, that was clever. What is the weathercast for your organization? Are your employees partly cloudy with a chance of showers or clear skies with a chance of delight? Brilliant, brilliant stuff, Brian. Let me get rid of that and share what helps me with the differences in a day. And it's really all comes down to our thoughts. The ones we think about consciously, but predominantly it's the thoughts that happen to us on a subconscious level, the habitual thinking, our self-concept, self-image, paradigms, whatever you want to call it. All of them have a similar kind of impact on us. We do things often without thinking once we've learned something. And these things can come from we were being brought up and our parents were doing their best that they possibly could do. And the things that they have that they were habitual with probably came from their parents and their parents' parents. So it's crazy to think that nobody doesn't have these habitual thoughts that happen automatically, and we end up doing things without thinking consciously about them. Just imagine you're driving and you know where you want to go, so you've got it where you started and where you're heading off to, and you're going there and paying attention, but you're in a hypnotic state of sorts, because you don't have to consciously think about all the pieces to make sure the vehicle and you get your destination in one piece and safely. So today was about capturing your thoughts and the magic of thinking on paper and writing things out. So I'm a big fan of journaling. Journaling in the sense of capturing the good, the bad, and everything in between, and watching the trends of what's happened. So just to demonstrate that, I grabbed an old journal from back in 2011, and I opened it up to February. And in February, apparently that time I was looking at the mind. It's funny enough that we're talking about that today, right? So in here, I've drawn out some things like sensory perception, and we have three minds. We really don't have three minds, but for the course of this this example I'm going to talk about, we have a conscious mind, we have a subconscious mind, and we have a creative subconscious mind. And each one of them has a role that it fills for us automatically. The conscious mind evaluates things. The subconscious mind recalls some of the things we've done from the past. And the creative subconscious job, in a nutshell, is to maintain sanity. So all those things we do habitually without thinking are managed and motivated and steered by our creative subconscious mind. You could call it other things, but that's what I'm going to call it, creative subconscious mind. And because I had journaled this back in 2011 on February and opened it up today to have a look at things, that's what was brought up to my attention. And it's not something that I think about consciously every minute, every day, but it's something I'm aware of. And then seeing things over and over again, repetition is the mother of a new habit, not doing it once and then thinking you've got it. That can happen, but typically the human being requires constant spaced repetition. So let me just flip through some pages here. One of the things I like about journaling like this is it helps me capture thoughts and ideas and trends that I'm having, good, bad, and like I said, ugly. And if it's something that's showing up on a regular basis, and it's not serving me, I have a choice. I can do nothing, or I can proactively decide to do something. Is it something I want to change? And then I could look at what can I do to change that kind of thought processes I'm having. Or is it something I don't care about and just totally forget about it and don't give it another bit of thought energy and do everything in my power to fix it? So one of the ways that I was taught to help me when I catch myself doing something or having thoughts about things I don't want to have show up, like eating too much chocolate cake. So when I catch myself, I don't beat myself up. I just say, oh, stop it. From now on, I'm not like that anymore. From now on, I'm going to make healthier choices and eat healthier foods and just remind myself of that. And when I catch myself eating healthier foods, I say, hey, that's just like me. So those are a couple of tactics that I've used to help myself. Let me just go through here. I have a note here to myself. What did I say here? It says, our beliefs in a very real sense are our destiny. So what we're believing is what we're moving towards, because what we think about most of the time is where we head automatically without conscious thinking. Going back to what I was saying about driving and taking your car somewhere, we don't have to consciously think too much about what we're doing to get the vehicle and ourselves there. We do it unconsciously. So how are you living unconsciously? How are you showing up? When I have a ranking of myself in terms of income, weight, happiness, and public speaking, coaching, being a friend, etc., my creative subconscious works to maintain the reality, even if it is detrimental to my happiness. So what does that mean? Well, to me, I think that means that our habits keep us in our isness or keep us stuck doing what we've always done on a regular basis. Now, habits are both good and they're bad. Well, why would they be good and bad? Well, just imagine if you started your day every day having to relearn absolutely everything, like how to brush your teeth, how to get out of bed, how to have a shower, shave, dress yourself, iron the clothes if you iron clothes. Just imagine if you had to relearn that every day. We'd never get anything done. So that's one of the good things about habits, is because it's one of those things we can do without thinking. And I'll challenge you, next time you have a shower, let's say, see if you can change where you start. Do you start with your feet and work your way up? Or do you start with your head and work your way down? Or do you start in the middle and go up and then down? Just change it up and see if you can have a shower in a different rotation in terms of how you start. See how easy or not easy that is. The bad thing about habits, though, is they keep us stuck doing all these things that we maybe don't want to do, or maybe we want to do something or be somebody else in terms of our experience and our level of competencies. Maybe it's out of our comfort zone. And our habits, our habitual thinking keeps us stuck in that space. So what do? Well, you work at it and start seeing yourself at your future best. It really takes some effort to actually change. But if you do things on a want to, choose to, love it basis, like if we go after what we really, really, really want, we're more likely to end up getting there. And that'll help us change the habits that are keeping us stuck in how we think we should show up, how we are habitually. What we were tomorrow doesn't mean that's what we have to be tomorrow. But if we don't do something deliberately to change what we were thinking about yesterday and today, then we'll show up, tomorrow the same way. You can get a deeper dive into this kind of stuff by following people like Dr. Joe Dispenza and maybe reading Think and Grow Rich, or maybe an older book by Wallace D. Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich. All of them are saying the same things I'm saying, just in a different way. So if you want to catch what you're thinking and what your trends are, I really encourage you to get a journal and write in it. And there's no rules to the journal except for everything goes. You can draw pictures, graphs, images, write in color. The reason for writing in color is it helps impact and etch it into the neurons of our brain. If we just do it in one color, everything becomes blended in at the unconscious mind level, apparently. So drawing and using colors and adding pictures, even if you're not a fantastic artist, doesn't matter. I'm not, but I still get the ideas and the concepts. And it just, when I can look at a page, it just pops out at me. So that's my nugget for Monday that I wanted to share with you. If you like this, invite other people to watch it. It'll be on YouTube, and it's in Twitter and Facebook. It'll be on my blog eventually. And share it out with people. And if you're watching on the replay, go #replay and let me know. If you have thoughts and ideas that you want to have addressed in terms of sales, marketing, mindset, let me know. And I will either answer it or get a guest on that can give us the answers to your questions. I want to see who popped in and said hi to me today. And look at that. There's Wes Wyatt. Now, Wes Wyatt is a wonderful Mega Mind guy. What does he say? Dynamite day. I love that. Tim Lord, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well and your dad's doing well. And Ronnie Goodwin. No, I'm not saying chocolate cake is not healthy. I'm saying maybe too much chocolate cake would not be healthy, but I think too much of anything is probably not a good thing. Jim Rohn had a way of teaching content like this, and he would say, if an apple a day is good for you, why don't you eat it? It's easy to do. Well, it's also easy not to do. But if you think that eating 30 apples in one day will make up for eating an apple a day, that's not good either, because you're indulging in too many at one time and you're not getting the benefits from it. Matter of fact, you're probably causing some angst and aggravation to your system. Not being a doctor, but I just couldn't imagine eating 30 apples in one day and something really good coming out of that. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, Jim Rohn suggested that things that are easy to do are also easy not to do. And the easy not to do is we act in accordance to the way we think we should be habitually. So that's why I'm a fan of journaling, to capture your thoughts, your ideas, your goals, your ambitions, your fears, and your wins, actually. And if you wallow in your wins, your successes, can help increase your causative power, your self-efficacy, your ability to get shit done, really. That can help break us through the paradigms and the self-concept and the self-image we have of ourselves. So just imagine yourself at your future best, as if it's already done, and see what shows up for you. That's it for me today. I'm out of here. Hope you have a wonderful week. In parts of Canada, it's actually a holiday today, Family Day. And I don't know. Hey, Mr. Wing, the ladder guy. A piece of chocolate a day. What's wrong to say? Piece of chocolate each day sounds like a plan. Okay. Let me know how that works. I could do that. I like that plan. I don't know if it's healthy for me. Hello, Doug. I noticed you're getting a lot of airplay on different platforms. Exciting to hear what you're up to and what you're doing. And that's all I got, guys. Thanks for popping in. Like I said, if you like this and want to share it, I'd appreciate that. If you'd like to be a guest on here, or know somebody would like to be a guest, let's get that plugged in and share your knowledge or other people's knowledge through the Business Renovator. Until we meet again, we'll talk to you soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.